Hello, I'm Sean Sands from GamersWithJobs.com. I'm back with more of my Let's Play, Let's Learn series on Europa Universalis 4 Common Sense expansion, and we look now upon our shame. Let's all just take a moment and just look at our shame. So, if you joined us last time, you will remember that we had a wonderfully successful war against the small one province minor of Siena, which had no allies, no reason not to conquer them and get them involved in the wonderful world of the Papal States. And we did that. We succeeded. We conquered them. We took their land. We started coring it. We spent several hundred admin points on coring that. And then we just gave it back. Just didn't want it, I guess. Well, Sienna, you're welcome. It's been a couple days since I've played here, so I'm going to kind of try and catch up. I remember my general plan. Things seem to be relatively going according to that plan as I recall. We have our allies are Austria and Spain and Castile, and then Burgundy. Yeah, and Ferrara is our vassal. We brought in Urbino here a couple of episodes ago. So I think our next move is back to Venice. Let's see who has Venice, because Venice still doesn't have anything in the way of allies. They're not in the HRE, so we don't risk bringing in, as I recall, Nassau as co-belligerent in it. And they're allied with Tuscany, which I do want to potentially bring in. At least one bit at a time. So we've got all the claims we can get on them. Looks like we have a claim on Brescia, claim on Treviso. We just probably don't need another one right now. We might do that at some point. But I want to take a look at our aggressive expansion here real quick. While we're doing that, I want to talk about, we haven't gotten much of a chance yet to talk about development, which is, as I mentioned, a really important part of this game. But it's something you end up spending most of your time. You do a lot of that by dumping your extra monarch points into that area. At least that's what I have been doing. Just take the devotion. So we do have some aggressive expansion here we do need to be cautious of. So I might wait just a little bit to kick off that war. I'll kick the speed up a bit. Give us time to kind of get our house in order. Sure, Savoy. That's fine with me. So like I said, we haven't had a bunch of time yet to talk about that. Just because we don't have those extra monarch points yet. At some point we will. All right, slow down a bit. That's too fast. At some point we will, and then we will be able to start upgrading our actual provinces and increasing the number of buildings they can have and their development and their tax and their production and their manpower and all that. But it really just hasn't come up yet because anytime we have, like right now, enough points, it's probably the right thing to go ahead and spend it in tech or ideas. And the ideas we took last time were diplomatic. So that's something that comes up more toward the, I don't want to say as deep as mid-game, but kind of early to mid-game is when that finally starts showing up as something you're focused. God, what a fine collection of generals we have in our army. Shall I take the 1-1 or the 0-1-1? Austria. Yes. All right. So what are we doing here? Austria is now on the march against Mimingen. Is this Mimingen? Yeah, I think so. So we'll probably have to wait another few minutes here to just have a lazy diplomat doing nothing. What's the situation with Burgundy? So one of the open questions I still have is which of these two is really the right ally to have at this point, because Burgundy inevitably, I assume they've rivaled each other. Yeah, France has rivaled Burgundy. The easy answer seems usually to be France, but they're having an interesting time in this little war. They're getting beat by Brabant, Aachen, Trier, England, Connaught, and Leinster. What is this war? Defender against Brabant in the Brabant conquest of Utrecht. So that's up here. So Brabant. Is Brabant not a... Oh, Brabant's not a... under a personal union. And neither is Holland. So Burgundy now only leads a personal union of Flanders, and they still have, I think, Nevers as a vassal, yes. So, I mean, this is the thing. Like, normally it'd be a no-brainer, but here is France now getting beat up by England, and it's only a matter of time if this gets really out of hand before Burgundy turns around and attacks France. And which side will we want to be on? I don't know. So I've got my hat in with Burgundy right now. Neither... Wait, who's Austria got rivaled? See, this is another problem. Are they allied with France? They aren't, but they aren't rivals of France. So inevitably there's going to be an Austria... by the way, I'm not helping in this war at all. This is all you. You've got this covered, Austria. Inevitably, there's going to be a war with Burgundy and Austria. And that's going to be a pretty easy decision on my part, I think, particularly if I still have the French option available. So I think I want to keep France happy. You know, the thing about France is, sure, they may lose this war, but any second they could turn that thing around. We're at war. Not worried about being evaded, so I don't increase my my forts. In fact, why do I have this one going? It costs, I believe, 1 ducat a month to maintain a fort at this level, and not having it, mothballing it, cuts that cost by half, which is good because we were losing money there. We have some rebel risk in Abruzzi, so why don't I go park my guys right there? Naples, as we recall, is now on its own. They are allied with Aragon and Savoy. Savoy's getting crushed by Burgundy. There's all sorts of stuff going on. I really don't think I want to try and attack Venice yet. I don't think Austria would join in right now. Yeah, nobody would. Burgundy's at war, Austria's at war, and Castile's just meh. Let's see. Port defense, manpower modifier. I might go without for a little bit. I could use the money in the bank, and we're well ahead of time on military tech, and we don't have that idea going. Who's Naples at war with? Good grief, everybody! They're at war with Tuscany and Mantua and Genoa. Are they attacker? Defender against Milan. The Milanese conquest of Wallace. So Milan is invading Savoy, and Savoy brought poor old Naples into it. Still take the prestige. What's the other one? Okay. Is England out of that war? Brabant accept a peace with France. Okay, France got out of that relatively unscathed. Looks like Milan took Wallace while we were looking at that. Still leaving them at war against Genoa, Genoese conquest of Montferrat. So Milan and Genoa both saw it, because Montferrat is, or was, a vassal of Savoy. So Savoy is just, it's coming from all sides for Savoy. It's not a good situation. Salzburg. I don't know who Salzburg is. It's the same difference. So, yeah, fine. I'll be nice. I'll be nice and friendly. France is out of their war. Bringing me back to that question. Let's see. I think my interests in the long term align more with France. I think there's going to be an inevitable conflict between Burgundy and me that isn't going to be resolved easily. They're down 2 unions. I think we're going to break our alliance and shift that. Let's make sure. Is France open to an alliance? Oh, they are not. Okay. See? That could have been a mistake. Switzerland's out. Oh, but if I'm not allied to Burgundy, it won't be a problem. Okay, we're going to dissolve this alliance. I think this will work out. Cool. Oh, how fickle our treaties are. The shifty papal state again moves around, and we've lost the worries here. Are you out of this war? Nope. Nope. Come on. I want to do other stuff. Hurry up. Continue the better relations. Still want to push that that aggressive expansion down, and just kind of let. Oh, which of our just fantastic generals will we put in here? Well, fire. So we have fire, shock, maneuver, and siege. Fire doesn't actually matter much at this stage in the game. There really isn't. I mean, having that additional bonus to fire isn't nearly as important. Shock is much more important. And increasingly, maneuver is actually more important these days, particularly with some of the changes to how movement works. Once you're halfway, it used to be you could, I could move to Ancona, and literally the day before I arrived there, I could just decide not to go. Now, once you're halfway the distance, you are forced to continue going there. So chasing down an enemy army once they're locked into a maneuver is a little more, I don't know if it's easy now, but it has value in the usefulness of maneuver as a stat increases as a result. I'm not worried about that, though. This is disappointing, Austria. But now that we have France, will France get involved? Oh, come on. Guys! But, wait a minute. Naples. Naples has 33,000? Well, no, that's a variety of different troops. Now, this one, Castile would get involved in. Oh, and Savoy and Aragon would not. I think we're going to keep our southward advance then. Plans upon plans upon plans. Ever changing. I'm going to start fabricating. Oh, I got all the fabricating done that I can do. I am a warlike people, and I want to be doing something. Okay, so hang on. So who are they at war with right now? They were at war with Genoa. I think that just ended. Yeah, let's get in before Aragon gets feisty. Poor Naples. Naples is like, seriously, again? What did I do? You have delicious Italian lands. I'm sure there's wine or something somewhere that we covet. Grain. Sure, whatever. Wine, grain. Same difference to me. Let's see. Just go ahead and put a couple of guys there. How many people do I need? Yeah, 9. I need 9 regiments to be progressing on that siege. And it's nice to have, I mean, I know the attrition's there. But I do like, so there's been this change to how looting works. It's gone through multiple revisions. Now there is sort of a set amount of loot that can be taken by an invading army. And like here you can already see, Naples had already been drained of its loot. Not even by our army, but by the army that was there before. And the amount of loot you take per turn has to do with how, like you'll see, 1.2. So you see 1.23. If we pull out and we only leave like half that, the next tick through it'll be like 0.7 or whatever. Math was not my strong suit. It'll be much smaller because it's related to the 0.68. Oh, all right, good. I did a good job. Essentially related to the value of the armies that are there. So your like your longbow, your kind of, what do you call it, infantry, they take a set amount that's pretty much related to how much it costs to build them and their maintenance. So cavalry will actually loot more efficiently than infantry will. But it doesn't really matter all that much because, as you can see, even with just 9,000 troops, this amount ticks down pretty fast. So this is helping supplement our war efforts. Again, we can't really progress further in, can we? No, because we have to wait for the fort to go down in Naples, which might take a little while. But let's get these guys over here and see if we can't accelerate that a bit. So right now, I'm thinking probably, let's see, Capitanata is an 11 development. It's going to cost 100 and some. 8 developments. Salerno's 11. Do I actually want to take Naples? Whew, 26 development. That's going to be about as much as Siena. Hey, Siena. How's it going? Coming back, Siena. Don't get comfortable. What do we want to do with our... let's see. Is there anybody we want to start making nice with? Well, so Genoa ended up taking Cuneo and Nice from Savoy, and probably it's only a matter of time now until France eats up the rest, I assume. Hungary loves us. Let's do some improving relations with them. Maybe talk to the Holy Roman... Oh, why are we at war? What? Oh, because of the Mimingen thing. Okay, are we at war with... Yep. Switzerland. Oh, Castile showed up. Welcome to the party, Castile. So we're blockading Naples. Hopefully that will move a little faster. Hungary pieced out of this war that is dragging on endlessly. So Austria is bitten off quite a bit here. I should keep an eye on that. Nijmegen, Bohemia, Cologne, Lorraine, Mainz, Nassau, Salzburg, and the Palatinate. 60,000 troops or so here total versus our 50,000, which is including my 12,000, which will never go help, essentially. Well, not never. I say that. I may find myself in a position where it's to my benefit to do so, but Austria seems to be handling things sort of one thing at a time. The downside of this is it almost certainly means that Austria will have war exhaustion and loans after this is over, so they're not going to be that much more inclined, I don't think, to jump in on the bandwagon against Venice. So that may kind of take a little bit. Yeah, let's get an extra diplomat to sit around and do nothing with. All right, where to? Diplomat. Poland. Everybody loves the Papal State. Now, we don't actually have a cardinal, so we're not actually gaining papal influence. Don't come down here. There's nothing down here for you. What did I just say? Oh, Lorraine. You feisty minx. Well, that is unacceptable. Well, I'm going to leave at least one there. Interesting that he could just march through that far. Austria must not have any... you gotta watch that 16 stack. Oh, nope. It's happening. Yeah, Austria must not have any forts through this part, this region. Alright, well, I am going to reactivate this fort then, I guess. Just to make sure they can't come to... Oh, Venice. Really? Okay, cool. Alright, there's a lot that's happening right now. But I'm not that worried. I think we'll be able to... handle this, he said confidently. Alright, so we are going to want to get out of this Naples war relatively quickly. Can we white peace out of this? This quagmire? Ah, stupid Venice. Okay. I'm going to let Castile take over from there on that one. All right. Naples is already up to 90%. Am I the defender here? I'm entirely sure this is going to go well for me right now. Alright, can I get out of this war somehow? Yes, I can end that war. Good. Not going to finish off the... And France, yeah, France is around. Okay, we're actually going to do just fine. So we're actually going to come back here and get involved in Romana. I'm going to pause it for a second. I do want to end this Naples war. Let's see. What do I want to take? Some war reparations. Some cash money. No treaties. No. Do I want to take 2? Does this risk anything? If I took Bari 2, would that be bad? Nope, no risk for a coalition against me, so that's good. I think that's all I want. I don't want to try and take Napoli at this point, do I? I don't think I do. I think it's just too much. And I'm not going to have the money to the admin power right now, and I don't want to risk a bunch of uprisings on top of everything else. No, I think this is the way to go. Get out of this war and just get focused on Venice. I'm not happy I lost my fleet. That was just, I mean... Oh, one of the things, I don't know if you noticed this, one of the things I like about the update here as well is I was able to claim territory in a peace treaty that I don't actually own right now. Because I took Bari, but I don't actually have that siege down right now. Which is kind of a cool change, I think. Alright. Now we need to go and set the coring on that. That's not that bad. How are we doing on... We're still 6,000 men down. Nope. They're going to be stuck on Rome for a while, I think. Don't really want to go back and try and get Umbria, because I think that will end poorly for me. Castile is just marching through. Castile's not actually part of this war, only France is. I want to go ahead and break down Modena as well. How's my war exhaustion doing? Oof. Yeah, I think we're going to have to buy that down. Okay. I'm going to sit and kind of ponder here for a second. I think what I'll do is I'll stop this video here. And then we'll come back next time for what will certainly, inevitably, be the devastating victory over Venice, this menace of Venice. I'm sorry for saying that. I'm Sean Sands from gamerswithjobs.com. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Let's Play Europa Universalis 4 Common Sense. I'll be back in just a few minutes.